Sorry. I can't hear you. Oh, that's because you're not talking into your microphone.
Hello?
Oh, yeah. All is well now.
Wow, that was easy.
Well, we were just talking about how we don't feel ready to be awake and functioning yet today.
Yeah,
which is kind of silly at this point because it is 11 o'clock, yeah? I mean...
Yeah, we've been up for a while.
I've been up for a long time.
What's the problem?
I don't know. I think I've packed an entire day's worth already into this morning, and my brain thinks that it's bedtime already. Perhaps.
Yeah, I know.
It's a little bit gloomy. It's supposed to be nice today.
It will be. It was in the 40s. I had a fire last night. I had a fire in my wood stove. Yeah. I did. I liked it. It was great. It just soothed me.
Well, your wood stove, you can see the fire, so.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Mine is stupid. It's like the fire is enclosed in a little box. It's like not even, there's no point in having a fire if you can't see the fire.
Right.
I mean, I guess it warms you, but it's just not, there's something missing if you can't see it.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, I've got about 7 hours of mowing to do when I go home, and I'm really not.
Do you have a wedding tomorrow?
Yes, we do.
What kind? Like big fancy? What's local?
Medium. I would say medium fancy. Mm-hmm. Kind of local.
Big?
Medium big, like 150 or 60 or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's not too big. Our max is 230 or 40 that we can fit in there. Mm-hmm. And I think the next one coming up is that. Mm-hmm. So that'll be very tricky.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I haven't been there all week. I've been working, and I took today off. As you can see, I'm not in my little Victorian Museum garb. But I still don't feel prepared because as many times as we've done this, John is not good at getting things wedding ready. Like, he doesn't understand brides or women in general. Mm-hmm. Like, so he doesn't understand that how John thinks things are okay are not really the way brides think things are okay, or any female.
That's why you're such a good team. I
know, but like, I should have been there all week and not at work. Speaking of being female, these people yesterday, the second I opened the door at the museum, the guy who actually kind of reminds me of our vet, except for our vet would never in a million years dream of saying, but he physically looked like our vet, but he was from Georgia. And as soon as I opened the door, he said, "Oh, it's so nice to see a woman dressed the way a woman ought to be dressed." And he was all chuckly, like, heh heh. And I'm like,
yeah,
really annoyed. Also because he was accompanied by 3 women, and like none of them even even looked annoyed at him. I mean,
they're used to it.
I guess they're all Southern. One was his wife, one was his wife's sister, and one was a friend of his wife who was recently widowed, which he found the need to tell me that, which I didn't think it was any of my business. She looked really sort of stricken when he said that too. Like they were all on a little sort of, they were all kind of retired age. And
sounds like he puts his foot in his mouth and they're just used to it.
I didn't care for him.
Yeah. Okay, I hope he's not listening.
Well, he's from Georgia, so I doubt it.
You mean you don't think he'd know about our show?
No, and he doesn't. He didn't.
You didn't tell him to go listen to the show.
Oh, I'm going to complain about you tomorrow on my radio show.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Oh, which is 11th Hour Radio, hosted by Kristina Stykos and Emily Howe, coming to you live every Friday at 11 a.m. WFVRLP 96.5 from Royalton Community Radio.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Just get that out of the way.
Yeah, I feel like you're going to make me laugh today.
No.
Yes, you are.
I know something to make you laugh. Okay. So you know how little kids like to say like things that they think are shocking, like just to embarrass their moms, like in public? You probably remember this. Like I think I just mentioned that my little guy used to yell like poop into the into the microphone whenever he came in here with us. Not recently, but like years ago. Anyway, so my little nephew Joseph also likes to yell poop quite often, just because that's his,
who doesn't?
If he thinks he's being funny or whatever, and he likes to do it in public so that he knows that it kind of will embarrass his mom or whatever. So yesterday he kind of latched on to the fact that vagina is one of those words that if you yell out loud, it makes your mom a little uncomfortable too in public places. So he started yelling it. But then he got the bright idea that if he yelled vagina poop, it was like even better.
Oh, double. So he's double your money.
And then after a little pause, he randomly just added cake to the end. So he's going around yelling vagina poop cake.
Nice.
And
where was this?
Well, my sister was watching my two boys at her house, and she came to pick them up from the fire station for me because I had to go to a fire department meeting, and so did John. So the boys were at loose ends. And my boys were even getting like a little taste of what it's like to be an adult when the children are being really embarrassing, because Joe was really, really hamming up his vagina poop cake thing, and they were just mortified.
He started something. he's definitely started something. He's got a lot of power. Yeah.
It seems like a super great insult, though. I may start using it.
Yeah, I think it is good if you're really bad. You could say that towards political figures that you're displeased with. Right.
It just brings forth some really disturbing imagery in my head too.
I suppose, yes. It's better not to take it literally, I'd say.
No, let's not.
Yeah.
That seems not right. But.
You know, I am still baffled by that Snapple banner in North Tunbridge.
What Snapple banner?
What do you mean, what Snapple banner? Come on.
Which?
There's only one. It's right on the store.
Oh,
in Tunbridge.
I never even look.
Well, why? I just don't understand why you would decorate your store with a Snapple banner. It's like
I don't know. It's really dumb, actually.
Well, it's not to get down on the store.
Do stores have to?
No.
Is it advertising like, hey, we have Snapple? Like, you're a store. Of course you have Snapple. All stores have Snapple.
That's right. That's right. And it's not like the main thing that you're going to get at the store.
Welcome to the Snapple store.
Way down at like 30th or 40th or 50th on your list, right?
Yeah.
I think it's
Snapple
odd.
Apparently has as much sugar as like Mountain Dew, so maybe don't buy it anyway.
Well, and because Tunbridge is such a scenic place, like why would you junk it up with a Snapple banner? I'm just gonna if we take a vote, could we take a vote? And I would say I'm gonna vote to take it down.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, power to the people. So, yeah, there's so many things I saw. I actually saw this
vagina poop cake.
I saw a mini dumpster today, like a personalized size one. I'd never seen one before. How mini? You see like so many things on Route 110. No, it's like this tall.
She's holding her hand about waist height or so.
Well, 4 feet. It was like this big. You could have one at your...
That's just like a square garbage can. What are you talking about? There's no point in having a dumpster that little.
No, it's bigger than a garbage can. It's like this big.
What, like 2 garbage cans?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I didn't know they made personalized dumpsters for people. Like one person, one dumpster.
Maybe it's just a joke or something. Maybe it's just a little casing for 2 garbage cans to be funny.
No.
A personalized dumpster is called a garbage can.
You don't understand.
Where did you see this?
I saw it.
At the Snapple store?
On my drive. So many things happen on the way down here. I never know what's going to happen, and it's always exciting.
I mean, this whole page, I don't know what they were doing.
This whole page is from stuff that happened on my drive, which is
I can't even read the top word.
The top one is not.
That's something we can't say on the radio.
Somebody that I saw at the show last weekend.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah. I didn't recognize him.
How is that possible?
That was funny. I didn't recognize. You know, when you're talking to somebody comes up to you, they're super friendly, and you just can't place it. It took me probably 2 minutes.
Lot, actually.
Yeah, it took me 2 minutes, and then all of a sudden it hit me. It struck me. It's like
a ton of bricks.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kristina.
Yeah. So
vagina poop cake.
Yeah. So what else did I think on my drive? I saw a chain link fence, and I thought those should be outlawed. Like, they're so ugly, and they just make you feel.
It's like they should have Snapple signs hanging from them.
That's it. Well, no.
And no, they're all those things are both outlawed.
Yeah, they should just be gone. We shouldn't have them on planet Earth. Planet Earth should not have Snapple signs, and it should not have chain link fences.
I'm trying to think of when a chain link fence is a good thing, and I can't really.
No, you don't. You don't need it. You just don't. Makes you feel bad.
It makes you feel super ghetto.
Yeah, exactly. And imagine if you. I empathize for anybody who has to stay inside one. Like, usually it's animals. Well, because animals a lot of times have to stay inside chain link fences. And I think it's just, I feel so much empathy for any animal stuck behind that.
The point of a chain link fence is that it can't be broken or destroyed, right? I'm just trying to think of the pros to chain link fence, since we've got lots of cons.
No, this just got to be done a different way.
What if you have a dog that's like a chewer?
No. I won't allow it.
You won't allow the dog to chew?
No, I just think like you could, like at the parent-child center, they have the split rail fence with the nice green wire on the inside of the split rail fence. You know, the plastic coated. Yeah. It's almost like hardware cloth, but it's it's
better.
There's aesthetic solutions to fencing. Scary, but. Okay, I'm sorry. I just feel strongly about that. I feel strongly also about pickup truck colors as well. Like, when you see a pickup truck, the first thing that you notice is the color, and you make a certain judgment about, or you have a certain feeling about who would have a pickup truck like that.
I just want them to be blue.
Well, that's the best, of course. That's the superior color.
To be blue.
Yes, they should be.
So you can call it old blue, and
white is scary.
Yeah, right? I don't like white. I don't like white for any vehicle color, really.
Yeah. It's like evil ranchers and CIA and stuff are in white, I think.
Yeah, and unmarked police cars.
Yeah. And
it's like, why do they make, if they're supposed to be so super mysterious and hiding, you can pick out an unmarked cop car out of anywhere. Like, it's really easy.
I can't.
I can. It looks.
What do you mean?
You're very
How
clearly
do you know?
Like looking at it and be like, oh, unmarked cop car.
What?
I don't know. It just has an aura. It's just.
Is it an old car or a new car?
No.
Is it a Sharpie car?
No. It's just.
Does it have fins? Does it have fins?
It just says to you.
Is it a Valiant?
I'm an undercover cop car.
I don't get that.
I'll have to show you sometime.
That's a mystery to me. But think about black pickup trucks. Quick, what does that make you think of? Black?
I don't know. That seems a little. Somebody's gone too far on the redneck.
No, I think it's somebody who's like doesn't have a lot of money, has a black pickup truck.
I don't think it costs you differently for the color.
No, that's just the impression I have.
Black pickup trucks just don't make a lot of sense because they actually end up looking dirtier even than white ones do. Because
yeah, but you don't care if you're that poor.
Picks up all the cat hair.
You don't care because you got the truck. You didn't get
hot. They're hot inside. Yeah, but they're black.
You don't get to pick the color if you don't have enough money. You can only pick the color of your pickup truck if you have money.
I've never picked the color of any vehicle ever in my entire life. I just bought what was the cheap used thing that I could buy.
Okay, green pickup truck.
What do you think? It's okay.
That's creative, right? That's a nice person who's creative.
Yeah, I like green. I like blue better, but green would probably be my second option.
Yeah, I think the person's interesting who has the green pickup truck.
Okay.
The person with the blue pickup truck is coolest.
Yeah.
What about red?
Red would be my third choice after blue and then green.
Red's kind of happy. Like you go.
Red's okay. It's just done. It's been done.
What do you mean it's been done?
Too much.
Red pickup trucks?
Yeah.
But they're fun to drive around in.
I know, but they also look like, hey, I'm trying too hard.
Well, it's a time in your life.
And your insurance is more if you drive anything red, apparently.
What?
Well, maybe that's just if you're a teenage boy.
Yeah,
no, it's true.
More to do with
teenage boys, or any teenager, I think, has higher insurance rates, and the type of car that you drive changes your rates. And if it's like a red, sporty kind of thing, your rates are higher because they think that you're going to be.
I've seen all these minis lately. What's happening to Vermont that everybody's driving minis?
I don't know. Lame.
Okay, I have another game for you. A new game that I developed called Mystery Driveway. So we're going to play.
I will always win this game. I know all the mystery driveways.
Okay, this mystery driveway.
Well, this maybe not your way though.
Well, this is close to you.
Okay, go ahead.
And this has been driving me crazy for years because I want to go up the driveway. But the thing with a mystery driveway is that you can't go up the driveway because it's private and it's a long driveway. Okay. And if you get stuck up there and they
turn around their dooryard and they look at you.
That's right. I mean, I might do it with a guy. As you
have to have a story too, so that when they ask you why you're in their driveway,
why did you drive? Because obviously it was their driveway. Because there's a mailbox at the end with number 87.
You just have to pretend you're lost. You have to know their neighbors' names and say, "Oh, I was looking for," and then you say the name of their neighbor, and then they turn from being angry to kind because all Vermonters, even if they're jerks, love to tell you what's what. So then they're going to tell you how to go to the neighbors.
Okay, so that's good advice.
Yeah.
But you're sort of getting into technique now, and I'm into the identification portion of
all right,
our
go ahead,
game.
and I'll tell you.
So this is just south of the Howe covered bridge.
South of the Howe covered bridge,
just like a stone's throw. Because there's a house right across from the Howe Bridge. But
that's a Lane Howe's house.
Okay, but the next one down is a driveway.
Oh, yes.
And it goes up sort of at this...
Oh, God. I do know who those people are, and I can't think of what their last name is right now.
You don't have to tell me their name.
They're relatively new.
But tell me about it. The driveway's not new.
No.
I mean, but is there a farm up there? What's it look like?
I think
there's got to be a field.
I think it's like a little cape type house.
Oh, it looks so much more beautiful in my mind. It's a magical fairyland in my mind. Maybe I shouldn't go up it after all.
I don't think it's that magical.
Well, since I'm just developing this game, what's happens after this part of the game?
Wait, this is your game. You're going to ask me what happens?
I know, but you're helping me to figure out, because I think it's a cool game.
Do you want to pick a different driveway and see if I know more about it?
It would take too long to pick another driveway right now.
I'm really bad at geography, so I had to really think hard of what you meant by south.
What?
I get that that's just further down Route 110 toward
south.
Place. Yeah, I have to really think about
south. What is south?
West, north,
See,
east.
But I always drive north-south on that road.
See, I don't even know what you're talking about right now. Just to say left or right or something.
God, you don't read maps like I do.
No, I think I somehow once upon a time got the feeling that there was some sort of math involved, so I blocked my heart from them.
Your heart?
I mean, I blocked them from my heart.
You blocked your heart
and
from
my
directions?
Brain. Basically, yeah.
You mean north, south, east, west, the four directions?
Yeah, I feel like there's some sort of math involved in it, so I've shut down.
You don't have a compass?
No. Yes, somewhere, but I hide it. I don't know.
You would never use it.
I don't understand it.
Okay, so you didn't answer my question about
what good is something where an arrow just points north all the time? What is that going to do you? What? It does. That's no good.
It only tells you one direction.
I want to plug in my house or something, and I want the arrow to point there. That would be so much better. I don't care. What's north going to do for me? I don't need to go north.
I got it. If
I'm lost, how do I get unlost? That's what I'd like to know.
Listen.
What?
We could make a compass that you set it to a mystery driveway.
No, I don't want to go to the mystery driveway.
I do. I want to go to all the mystery driveways.
People probably think your driveway is a mystery drive. No, they can see your house.
Yeah.
It's not too mysterious.
There's no mystery with mine.
Driveway across from you is kind of mysterious.
It goes up to an abandoned trailer where they shoot guns.
Huh. There's a lot of those.
Yeah. Well, on my next house, I'm going to have a mystery driveway.
Okay.
That's like at the top of my list.
You might get a sign. If you make it super mystery-ish, you might get one of those signs that say hidden drive.
That's not what that means.
I know, but it could. And the mystery will be like, how the F do these people get out of this driveway without getting creamed every time they pull out?
Wow.
Mystery.
See, I knew there was a lot to this topic. I knew we could expand it in many multidimensional ways. Yeah.
Kristina, you're a gardener.
Yeah.
You figure out how to make the peonies live longer, because I just love them. They're my favorite flower. And it's like, poof, they bloom and they're all big and feathery and then overblown, and then all their petals fall out, and then
I have some
gone.
advice.
It's done. You have to wait a whole year for them, and that makes me really upset.
Well, I have a small bit of advice, which is that you stake them.
that doesn't make the blossoms last longer,
no,
does it?
Does. It does, because they stay more upright and they don't fall on each other as readily. There's ways to stake peonies where you can prolong their, what's the word for prolificness? Their promiscuity?
Their bloom span. It's not as promiscuity. That's not a word.
What does promulgate mean?
I don't know.
I should have asked you that as
promulgate?
Promulgate.
That's not a word.
Yes, it is.
Is it like Watergate?
I don't know. Gonna have to look it up. Promulgate.
Where did you hear it?
I just came into my head.
No, then that doesn't mean it's a real word. The things that come into your head aren't always real things.
No, it is a word. It's word association. That's another game that we could play. But we have to go to a song now. So
what, already? I was just getting going here.
We'll look up promulgate while we're
all right. I really don't think it's a word. I think you
come on. I know it's a word.
Promulgate.
Promul gate.
All right. You play the song and I will try and look this up.
Okay. This is called Dirt is the Color. Dirt is the color that I can feel when I dig down to meet you. It's not good fortune, it's something real, a solid ground agreed to. Take me home, my love, take me home, while we still remember how to go. Rise with me at dawn in the sparkling snow, before the centuries unfold. I saw you broken in a driving rain. I was forbidden to help you. Your land was wasted, your fight in vain. I would return to find you. Take me home, my love, take me home, while we still remember how to go. Rise with me at dawn in the sparkling snow, before the centuries unfold. like a callus, strong like a weed. Your life is hidden inside you. My face is buried against the wind. We ride one horse and nothing to live on. Take me home, my love, take me home, while we still remember how to go. Rise with me at dawn in the sparkling snow, while the centuries unfold. Okay, that was the artist formerly known as me.
What are you known as now? Reinventing herself.
Yeah, so some people did come to our rescue regarding that word that we were just discussing, promulgate.
Kristina was right. It's a real word.
Well, the suggestion we got was pro-longevity, which I believe is just perhaps another kind of word that doesn't...
Pro-longevity? What did you say?
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's not a synonym.
No, you're right.
Oh, that's a new word to figure out?
Yeah.
Pro-longevity? I'm pro-longevity.
Well, I know. I
don't particularly want to kick off.
It's in a family of words.
What?
What did you say promulgate meant?
I don't remember now. I just looked. Oh, it meant
promote.
Like all the words exactly like it. Like promote.
Promote.
Yeah.
And so we would also like to promote longevity, pro-longevity. We would like
word just mean exactly what it sounds like?
No, here it is. It's what you can put in the sentence together is you can promulgate pro-longevity. Just like you
promote
can just like
who is not pro-longevity?
Well, it's a tongue twister actually, like the like being baffled by the Snapple banner. Can you say that quickly?
Baffled by the Snapple banner.
Good. But 3 times.
No.
It's a test.
No.
Well, okay. Okay. Don't take my challenge then.
I'll be bad at that.
Yeah.
Oh, God. My car is broken again, speaking of truck colors. And
why don't you just tell me when it's not broken? Because that's more rare.
I took it into the garage place where I take it in pretty much weekly. I've been spending an average of $500 on my car every other week, and I don't have $500
if it was a nice car, it would be like a car payment.
Right, but it's not. It's actually every single time my mechanic tries to talk me out of even fixing the thing that I want fixed because he said, you are throwing good money after bad.
Yeah.
He says it every time.
Well, you need to say an affirmation because that's probably the only thing that's going to help you since you're not going to get more money. Right, you're not going to suddenly become like a high income earner.
Well, I don't get it. Everyone's always just like, throw that car away, get a different car. But the thing is, I can't really afford what I'm spending on it, but small payments are more doable than me having to cough up many $1,000s to buy a new one. Like nobody seems to get that.
I get that.
Yeah, I'd love to throw away my car and get a new one, but that's just not feasible, people.
Okay, that's why you have to start doing affirmations with a deeper sense of, ownership. Here,
all these tricks.
I've got one for you.
Not use the clutch.
Okay, repeat after me.
Okay, go.
My crystal consciousness. Just try.
Stop! I don't want you. Just want to make me say my crystal consciousness.
Great, that's good.
I hate that stuff.
My crystal consciousness.
I'm not going to say it again. I said it already.
Okay,
continue.
My crystal consciousness overrides my dark night of the soul.
Oh, for God's sake!
Come on, just say it.
And my clutch. And my head gasket.
We have to start bringing together these mundane problems with very high spiritual values, because otherwise we're sunk.
You know what, John's car? We just it stops. It just shuts off whenever you go up hills. Like it doesn't want to go up hills. So we've taken to the garage a bunch of people, and they're like, we don't know we can't figure out what's wrong with it. And we're like, come on, what's your job, people? You're a mechanic. The car is broken, so at least pretend you know what's wrong with it. Finally, they said, they plugged their little computer thing in that is the magic thing that tells them, and they said, your distributor's bad, which is super expensive, but they replaced it, and they were like, there, you should be all good now. And as soon as we left, it still's doing it. They didn't fix it. They just replaced a thing that probably didn't need to be replaced. It's still broken.
There's only two kinds of mechanics in the world. You know what I'm saying? The ones that fix your car and the ones that don't.
I don't know what to do. What do you do if someone tells you that they fixed your car and then there is no change in your car? Do you fight that? They put in a new distributor and we paid for the new distributor.
You have too much loyalty to your mechanic is the problem.
No, this is two different mechanics.
Well, let's go deeper into this. Okay, I know in rural areas it's hard to find mechanics that are convenient because we live so far away from everything. But
I like both of our mechanics, but I don't know. I just think our cars are maybe like the devil and they can't fix them.
No, I think you're mixing up a lot of different metaphors here. You just said you like your mechanics, but you shouldn't let your emotions get in the way of getting your car fixed. So, see what I'm saying?
No, but my one mechanic is totally right that I should not keep fixing this car. He's trying to save me some heartache. He does not want me to fix this car anymore.
You know what we used to say when we were kids?
What?
Say you like your car mechanic. Just say it.
I like my car mechanic.
You want to marry him?
No, I don't actually.
Well, then just get a new car mechanic. It's not hard.
No, you know what though? But I don't want a car mechanic that is just going to keep letting me put money into a car that they know perfectly well is going to die next week.
I think it'd be more fun to get stuck in the woods.
No, I don't. I'm never in a right place to be stuck. I'm usually wearing a hoop skirt or pointy boots and I can't walk. There's never any cell reception.
I almost got stuck.
And I'm always late. I'm always late someplace. So getting stuck is not the fun experience that it might be.
Well, it's not usually fun. And it wasn't fun contemplating getting stuck on the east side of Groton.
Ooh, yeah. There's no cell service there.
No, it was kind of bad. I mean, it started out as a happy little adventure. I was driving back from rehearsal from Peacham, and I decided, don't just go straight home. Don't just go down the Groton-Peacham Road. Why don't you just take out your Gazetteer, find a dirt road that you've never gone on before, and just, go that, what? That's your stomach.
I was just letting you hear my stomach.
That's...
Sorry.
That's way more interesting than what I was talking about. Absolutely.
Hey, I can't wait for a convenient time for my stomach to make noise, so I just have to take what it will give me. Sorry, continue with your Peacham Groton Road story.
Okay. Well, I found Devil's Hill.
Aptly named.
Which is above Peacham Bog, which, you can hike up there. There's a trailhead to hike up to Devil's Hill, and then you look down on Peacham Bog. I found Martin's Pond, which is a pond I didn't know about, and this is all in South Peacham. And, isn't it funny? There are these strange little neighborhoods that have names. They're not actually towns, and this neighborhood near Martin's Pond is called Green Bay. It says that, right?
Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, exactly, but there was no football team up there. It was just Green Bay. So that was not the part where I got stuck. It was when I proceeded from there. That I could have left well enough alone. I could have gone back onto the main road at that point, but I said, no, I'm going to take an interesting way. It looks like there's a road here.
Oh no.
Yeah. No. If you keep driving and driving and you get to some old abandoned Christmas tree farm, that is kind of a sure sign from speak about devil.
Who would abandon a Christmas tree farm?
Well, no, it's just people who are that poor that they couldn't keep their Christmas tree farm going.
Basically, if the grass in the road starts to grow, it's not going to go away.
That's not
It's just going to get more.
Yeah. So
sometimes I keep going there's grass in the middle of the road now, but maybe it'll turn out. No, once the grass comes,
well,
all over.
You know what fooled me is that it looked like the road had actually been graded. So I thought, well, if it's graded, it can't be a 4th class road. But I was actually wrong. They do in some towns, they do grade the 4th class roads once a year or something. So this one might have been.
Oh, because I think I should know this because John's on the select board. There's some legal trail rule about
just keeping it open.
Yeah, I can't remember
if it's a town
goes,
road. If it's not, if it's still a town road and it's not part of somebody's private property, if it hasn't been reverted, then I think some minimal amount of maintenance has to occur.
Yeah, they just make sure that like trees don't grow in it, just in case.
So unfortunately, this kind of suckered me in, and I kept going, even though the road was getting smaller and smaller. But I did find a log landing, and I turned around, so I got out of there.
Nice.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad, but it looked good on the map. I mean, the whole thing looked great on the map.
How old is your Gazetteer?
It's old.
Yeah.
It's old.
Ours is pretty old, too. Most
I think I should
on it don't really exist
upgrade.
Anymore.
Yeah, it might be Possibly. Time for an upgrade.
It's hard to find them, though. It's really hard to find Gazetteers now because nobody uses things that are on paper. They just have their little GPSs in there.
I see these Gazetteers, and they look like they're made from out-of-state companies. And I go, well, how good is that going to be? You know, somebody in Melrose, California makes a Gazetteer for Vermont. Is that going to be, like, up to date on the 4th class roads? Kind of doubt it.
Well, I don't really know how it works. Do they use like Google that thing where you can fly over?
Yeah,
Google
I was looking
Earth?
at that last night. I was doing a little Google Earth. That's what I do after a hard day at the office.
You fly.
I come back and this is what I did last night.
The internet's too slow to Google Earth anything.
Yeah, sorry about that. Well, what I did, I put on YouTube. I lay down on the couch. I put on YouTube. I put my favorite political comedian on YouTube, one of his videos. I had that going, and then I opened up Google Earth and I looked, I had some questions, and I had one question about a road that I had seen driving back from Stratford. And the road was called the Old Tunbridge Road.
Oh, yeah, that used to come almost to my house.
Exactly. Well, when I looked it up on Google Earth,
we ride the horses there.
I figured it out. I was gonna I was gonna tell you. See, now that's really useful. Because every time
like a snow machine trail now after you get up there a little bit.
Yeah. Now that you can't call that a mystery driveway, but it's close. It's related.
It is close, and it has a sign.
Yeah,
so
it has a sign, so you think that must go somewhere. So I had to figure out where it went, and I looked, and my Gazetteer does not say the name of your road as I know it. It has another name, like Willis or something.
What? No.
Yeah, I'll show you. So that confused me, but then I figured it out. I said, no, that's Emily's road. That should
eventually bump into either Hoyt Hill or Orchard Road or...
Oh, Orchard. I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Can you follow? Somebody was parked up there yesterday.
Morrill Road or Moody Road.
If you park on Orchard Road, do people go hiking in there?
Yeah, if you park on Orchard Road and you just follow Orchard Road forever, it turns into our driveway.
I knew it.
It's not forever. It's like 5 minutes, actually.
All roads lead to your house.
Pretty much.
That's actually true.
Kind of is.
Because all roads lead to everywhere. I love that.
Yes, they do.
The crystal consciousness overrides... I was just going to show you how you can apply these spiritual principles to just about anything.
Okay, but maybe just leave the crystal part out of it.
Crystal consciousness?
No!
What does it make you think of that's so upsetting?
Like a Barbie doll in a turban with tarot cards, like crystal consciousness Barbie.
There should be one of those. That'd be kind of cool. The Barbie Tarot.
We should make it look like you, but with a lacy
bodice
thing that you wouldn't wear, and then kind of a little bit like
you're mixing Barbie with gypsies.
Gypsies is supposed to be a racial slur now, I've heard.
I know, but you're imagining that certain kind of clothing.
I am.
Which has laces up the front, which I would relate to gypsy stereotypes.
But not like German laces up the front.
No, not like, what do you call that? Because you had one.
The lederhosen.
No, right. Not lederhosen.
I meant a dirndl, sorry.
Dirndl.
One of those little
Let's get
Austrian
these things
outfits.
Straight, because
no,
it's
the
very
lace up
confusing.
the front like people who wear those things to Ren fairs and stuff.
You know what? For the layperson, this is very confusing.
For the not layperson, this is very confusing. Maybe we should just not talk about crystal consciousness, Barbie.
I wasn't.
Okay, sorry. It was me. It's all me.
I mean, you took it off on a tangent, which was quite fascinating, but I think we truly hit a dead end.
Oh, God.
You know, sometimes that happens.
So this thing with the broken cars, so like, I had to put my car in the garage last week so they could attach the muffler again because it fell off, even though it's dying anyway, but I had to do that because it's that part was at least embarrassing. I couldn't drive it around because it's so loud you can't even hear. So I was like, I don't care that my car's dying, just reattach my muffler so I can drive it until it dies.
Yes.
So I had to drive John and the kids to school and drop them off because John was working there. And then I had to take John's car, which you can't drive over 25 miles an hour because the back end is like no longer attached. So if you go around a corner too fast, like the back end of your car like pulls you off the road.
We used to in the old days we would use coat hangers for that stuff.
Oh, we did. Oh, for the exhaust.
They don't even make coat.
No, we did. We wired it up.
Yes, but it's
still loud.
You have a lot of old coat hangers.
I do, and we actually use some fencing wire to temporarily wire the exhaust back on, but it was left off to be fixed, so I took John's car. And so John was basically stranded at school with the kids, but they were going to ride the school bus home at the end of the day, and then I would come back from work and everything would be fine. But of course, nothing like works the way that you want it to. So halfway through the day, Ira started throwing up. So John needed to take him home. So John had to like basically call in sick too from subbing, but he couldn't take him home because they had no car and I was far away and they couldn't get me.
God.
And so they had to call my sister to come pick them up, bring them home. And then she had to go back and get Eli at the end of the day. And then like my car was like dying all the way home. It just, car things are really, really.
But people like you are saved by their large families.
What would a person like me do?
What would I do, for example? If
I didn't have a family.
I have like close to no friends where I live.
I would come and get you or save you if I had a car that was actually running at the moment.
Yesterday I had a tick on me.
Yeah.
Last night, and I thought if that tick was like 3 inches farther on my back, I wouldn't have been able to get it out. So what? And I thought,
you would have to call.
Would I call? I would have to call
something.
you. I think I would have to call you.
All right.
So you can expect because I've gotten a lot. But anyway,
you never used to get ticks on you. What's going on?
No, I did. I do every year. I do.
No, I thought you never did for like ages, and now all of a sudden you get them.
Well, I've had 2 this year.
Okay.
You know, I don't know. People say there's more.
I haven't had any yet, but my kids have, and that is worrying me.
Well, it's time for another song.
Okay.
It's not about ticks.
Broken
it's about cheesecake.
What?
Or wait, we could do cheese. No, actually, there's one.
I so want some cheesecake.
Okay, I'm going to save cheesecake for the end because it's nice to save like your dessert for the end.
Yeah, but we'll be talking too long. We won't get to hear it because
you'll have to listen to the podcast then because you can hear the whole song.
All right. Well, what are you playing instead of cheesecake?
I'm playing a song called "What Good" by Steve Mayone, my cousin, off his new album.
Awesome.
What good is life if you don't live it? What good is love if you don't give it? You take a token, up in smoke goes your wildest dreams. What good's a smile if you don't wear it? What good is love if you don't share it? Your fragile heart, it comes apart and now it's ripping at the seams. You wonder what went wrong. You waited far too long, and now you've come undone. What good is hope if you don't bring it? What good's a song if you don't sing it? It seems a lark, but all your darkness is making you cry. What good are facts if you don't get it? When you look back, you will regret it. You're killing time, meanwhile your life is slowly passing you by. You wonder where it went, the time and money spent, and now you're laid on rent. tragic lips, your arms around my hips. We're just two passing ships. What good is wine if you don't drink it? What good's your mind if you don't think it? You talk a lot, but you ain't got what it takes to succeed. What good are dreams if you don't dare them? What good are schemes if you don't share them? You blow your horn and raise a storm, but you're ripping at the seams. Yes, what good is life? What good is love? What good's a smile? What good is wine? What good? What good? What good? What good?
Yeah, cousin Steve.
He's great.
He's great. He's in Europe with some singer woman, some blonde singer woman. Seems like all those singer-songwriters, like all the ones that you see, are all kind of blonde and skinny.
There's hope for me yet. Probably not on the skinny part.
I'm not going to talk about your weight on the show right now. But I know you wanted an update on Tom. You know, Tom who was waving at me at 3 a.m.
Yeah, right. And that's not Tom's real name. I
we're protecting Tom.
Okay.
Tom's identity. But I think I finally concluded that he did not wave at me. It
was an automated
yeah, I think he did because he lives in a far off Canadian province, and I know he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't want to like accidentally wake me up in the middle of the night. So I think it was a mistake. I just want to.
I think that Facebook is making it be an automatic as soon as somebody friends you, and you know how it used to say, "Bling, you are now connected on Messenger." It's like they didn't do that. Facebook did that. So I think lately that's a new automatic thing to try to trick you into talking to more people or something.
Yeah.
So I think Facebook is like, bling, so and so waved at you. It's like, no, they didn't. They just connected to be friends with you. And so
it's called social engineering, and it's
all thinks it all up.
Well, people have these jobs, and it's all to increase people's use of social media and increase profits.
How can you increase it any more than it already is?
Yeah, I know. Good question.
I don't think anybody does anything but is on social media anymore.
Yeah.
It's super scary.
Oh, God. So many things are super scary.
Maybe we don't think about that.
Yeah.
You know what is making me kind of sad?
What?
I just found out the other day. So it's Father's Day this weekend, which happy Father's Day, fathers that are nice.
It's not a big one that I celebrate, nor do I celebrate Mother's Day with much enthusiasm. But
I just realized the other day, I was just sort of looking through some paperwork stuff. So my kids are going to be away this weekend, which kind of, John doesn't say much about it, but it makes him a little bit sad because, you know, he's a stepdad, but he does all the nitty-gritty, dirty, everyday work of being a real dad, but the stepdads never get
no, it's a thankless job.
The credit.
It's a selfless job.
And so what made me so upset the other day is I just realized, so John has raised my boys since they were teeny tiny. Like he's every bit of a dad as a dad could be. And yet if I just dropped dead tomorrow for some reason, he would not have one single legal right to ever even see them again. Isn't that weird?
I know. I went through that in my first marriage.
I just can't.
I had 3 stepdaughters. And after the divorce, my ex made sure to create a lot of chaos emotionally. And I had absolutely no rights.
Thought to me that, you know, somebody who is literally their father, who they love and has been with them every step of the way and supported and protected and loved them, would have no way to ever even see them again if something happened to me.
Absolutely.
Because I just had randomly looked up, because he had mentioned a while ago, it would be cool if I could just, adopt them so we could all be like legally a thing. But you cannot adopt them just because you want to. Mm-hmm. Another parent has to like relinquish. Right. It's like, why? Like, he's their stepdad. He's just as much a part of their life as I am. And that also means, and he if I died, he would be their remaining connection to anything to do with me, like my whole family. So if I died, my kids would be cut off from half of their whole life. And that's just really weird to me. The legal system is so flawed. I don't even understand how anyone could think like those kinds of things are good, but...
Right. Those things cannot be really resolved or put right by the legal system. I know that for sure. I mean, you have to just really muddle through the best that you can. And if you don't have money and you can't hire good lawyers, or you just make a choice not to go that route because it's so distasteful, you have to just, make up your future from, pick up the pieces and go forward best you can.
Ugh, just seems terrifying. Obviously I don't want to die for any reason anyway, but it just flips me out. Like, sort of weird thing that hangs over your head.
It's true, but it's also, it's a similar problem for so-called non-custodial parents, people who kind of get their kids taken away or out of state. I mean, it's an impossible situation in 80% of the cases. It's tragic.
I know. Well, family court is one of the more flawed places. I have week, I have to go back for my 1 millionth child support hearing. And I'm really ticked about it because, first of all, nothing ever changes because I don't even know what the point of this is. They cannot seem to do anything.
Right.
And the only, it's a humongous waste of my time. It's in the middle of a day, so I have to take off work or whatever. And specifically this time, it actually falls right in the middle of my kid's last day of school picnic, which I always volunteer at and I'm always at. And so now I'm missing out on something that I always do with my kids to go to a completely pointless waste of time. The only thing that is even at all good about it is, I get to check in with my caseworker who has become very good friends with me over the years. And just because I haven't seen them for a while. But other than that, there's 0 point in this.
Yeah, I think that someday these situations are going to be handled.
I don't even know why I have to go anymore at this point. It's punishing me. I'm not the one who needs to be punished. I'm not the one who needs to take off my day and go there and spend this ridiculous amount of time for nothing.
Yeah. No, it just highlights the unfairness of the system, and sometimes you get crunched up into the unfairness of the system and you just have to stick it out and sort of, I would say that it improves your character. I'm not
dripping with fabulousness then at this point.
I'm not advocating that. It's just that when you're faced with a situation like that, you could use it as a stepping stone for your own personal growth, as distasteful as it is. And then, eventually your kids get old enough to sort of forge their own relationships in their own way. And it's so impossible.
It just frustrates me that legally I have to show up for these when it really has nothing to do with me or what I have or haven't done.
Right.
It has nothing to do with me. It has something to do with another person. So my showing up or not showing up shouldn't really make any difference.
Yeah.
And yet I would get in trouble legally if I don't show up because that's the deal. I have to be there too.
I know. It's like using a whole structure that is antithetical to the situation. I mean, applying legal parameters to something that is very human.
Why am I going to get in trouble when the person who should be in trouble doesn't ever get in trouble? After years and years and years, I'm like, okay, this is not doing anything. This is not getting anywhere.
The system's going to have to evolve. It's going to have to evolve to be more humane. Just as, the whole world is going in this direction in a sense. Like what we see outside of ourselves is that the world is devolving to a very inhumane level of interaction. But I think that the human heart is also just rising up in rebellion to this. And I think ultimately that's going to win out, but it's just looking super bad right now. It's like the contrasts are just abhorrent at this point.
It's so scary. I don't like...
Yeah, I know.
I don't mind that my cars are broken. I don't want to go anywhere. I like to stay hidden away on my little hill and just pretend like...
Yeah.
Their life isn't terrifying.
I know.
There.
There's still all these great relationships and conversations that we can have in our homes and with our natural surroundings. I mean, I had a whole conversation with a couple of birds at work the other day, which, I started to prune a rose shrub and there was a nest in it, which I hadn't seen. And so the birds were upset with me. But we ended up having this great day-long conversation about the nest and the eggs, and I took a picture and, So, yeah. So I think there's a lot of good stuff going on. It's just that there's all this really crazy stuff going on that is baffling us and challenging us to rise to this.
We should think of something cheerful before we have to go off the air so that our radio show.
Okay, so let's skip it. We're not going to do any more personal growth because that's kind of depressing.
Totally.
I had a whole section here that we'll get to another time because it would probably go in an equally
My dance group danced at the nursing home again last weekend, and the lady that hates us, for once, didn't say she hated us. So that's
I was going to ask you about people acting like they hate you, because I went to the store. I went to the co-op the other day, and the cashier just acted like he didn't like me. And usually I can sort of smile and cajole people into, being nice, but it just didn't work. So I started thinking, did I have too many items? Because it's the express line, so maybe he's kind of mad at me for that, or maybe
Petty Pedersen. That's silly.
Maybe I wasn't chatty enough, or maybe he thinks I don't like
Guess
gay
what?
people.
I'm going to tell you something.
What?
How do you know he was gay?
I just had a feeling.
Well, guess what? Whatever his problem was with himself, not you.
Maybe he didn't like my clothes.
What were you wearing?
Just my clothes. I don't know. He's just wearing clothes.
Tough titties. He doesn't have to care about your clothes.
Yeah. Well, he was probably. If
you're going to be mad because you don't like someone's clothes, then you shouldn't be a cashier.
I think he was upset with something else. Like at the end of the transaction, he never made eye contact, and he was looking over my head at something else when I said thank you, and didn't connect with me or respond at all.
He probably either just got dumped, or his mom is nasty, or his car's broken. I know I'm cranky when my car is broken.
You know what I'm going to do?
What?
I'm going to send him my crystal consciousness.
No, Kristina, don't. I don't think that's going to help anything.
I'm going to just try.
I want the Davis brothers to write a song
called Crystal Consciousness.
No, it wouldn't be as good as Exploding Bass and all of the fish-related things.
I think Davey could do it. He's probably done a song like that. And I'll look it up and bring it next week.
Okay. Oh my God.
Lord.
We didn't thank our sponsors and underwriters for allowing us to do this freaking amazing show.
Thank you to Howe Farms.
And Mountain Folk. Now you have to say the next one because I don't know what it is.
The Tunbridge Grease Collective.
And 5 Old Tavern and Grill.
And Rivendell Restoration and Painting.
We're acting like we planned how to do this. Mm-hmm. Is that all of them, though?
I feel like we left one out.
I do, too.
Or we wanted to leave one out. There's one that I wanted to leave out, but you...
No, I said it. Sorry. What? We said Mountain Folk. We had said Tunbridge Grease Collective. We said...
We could thank the radio station.
Howe Farm.
Royalton Community Radio, which allows us and supports us to do this program. So we thank them.
Maybe because they don't listen much. That's all I can figure.
Now, people like a break with a little bit of random radio.
Ridiculousness.
So if anybody can think of a subtitle for our show, please send it to us. We're trying to think of a subtitle because something that will describe us very briefly, like with 5 words. Yeah. Like 2 friends chatting.
Blah, 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 blah.
I don't know. We're trying to figure it out.
Yeah, so what are we? Someone else describe us because we are coming up with empty.
We're not quite there yet with it. We've got some ideas, but okay. So
that would be really useful. Yeah, if somebody could just throw us a ton of ideas.
We need to crowdsource it. So we need to get off the air. So thanks for listening. Go to our podcast at Apple Podcasts and
or 11th Hour
you'll hear this last song. All right,
cheesecake.
Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.